What's up, tubers? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a post-build wrap review on this project that I just finished. As you can see, it's taken up the entire bench. I didn't even really have enough to get the full thing in frame for photographing and such, but pardon me while we move the camera briefly. Started as an idea, I had an idea that I wanted to do with this kit, and it was essentially similar to the Datsun dealership delivery project that I did. I'll just go ahead and hand hold this like this and pan along. You can see, get you some closer shots of it. There are some static images of the whole project in the last video that I did. I'll go ahead and put a link to that in the description. This one, it kind of fought me a little bit. It's kind of funny. So, I mean, it's not funny. It's just ironic, I guess. I gotta move this thing out of the way a little bit so that I can take this thing apart somewhat and talk about them a little. This guy, that was the most recent. Actually, you know what, let's do this differently. I'm going to, pardon my reach, pull this out completely, trying to look at the screen so I can keep most of it in frame as I do this and get you guys something to look at while I'm mucking with this mess. So it all, it's modular. The thing comes apart. Kind of cool. Which makes it sort of handy for situations like this if you wanted to load it and put something else in it. I don't know where I'm going to put them, so I'm just going to stack them. Precariously, even, preferably. Is that in frame? You see that? Yeah, okay. It goes up, goes down. Neat. But it's kind of easier to pull the pins to load it and unload it with a desirable, whatever you want to put in there if you were going to restage it. This one, I never really finished gluing most of it. In fact, I've got the hood taped down and it's grumble. And this was the first one that I did, the first transport load. It's also, these are MPCs. This thing, if you guys want to rant about kits and qualities and whatnot, this was an AMT, went together okay, didn't have a whole lot of, details. Wow, this is hard. And I put some 3D printed wheels on it to make it a little bit more. It comes with these ramps and wheel chocks that, I painted up. Get this thing out of the way for a moment. These two. This was a wonky kit. It was, it was okay, not great. I probably wouldn't do it again. Same with this wonky kit. Whatever. MPCs. These also were both MPCs, but wow, like night and day between the two quality wise. I would do another one of these, I guess. I mean, I've already done two, obviously. I don't know if I want to. And thinking about the charger, I've done the Revell Special Edition and I've done the Dominic's charger. And I've also done the one with the big nose that I've turned into a Joe Dirt car. I'll put links to that in the description too. That was a fun build. But this thing, you know, say what you will, hate which manufacturer you want. That one gave me the most grief out of all of them. This, oh my gosh, I'm so stoked that I have another one of these. I cannot wait to build it and do more than I did with this one. As I make the springs come off. I mentioned it in the build video of this, that be careful, these tabs will come loose. Oh, so I'm gonna have to do that off camera. They will go back in, it'll be fixed for display, but whatever. Overall review, it was a fun project. You know, it wasn't more than I can chew. It was just more than I wanted to. Towards the end, it started feeling very just routine. You know, like, oh, here we go. There's another model. We're gonna do this same thing we did to the other one. And I don't want to say that I burned myself out on it, but a hint, I've already mentioned it before, the next thing that I do is not going to be a car. Let's just put it that way. it won't be automotive related. So this thing, again, it was fun. It was a big project. Glad I did it. Kind of like the one that I mentioned before, the Datsun delivery project. Would I do it again? No, I don't think so. It was fun. It was neat. But where's it going to live was one of the big things. You know, this thing is going to take up a lot of real estate. So I've found a spot for it to live. Found a shelf. Figured I better shoot this video and do it now, because once it goes on the shelf and starts to collect dust, that's pretty much the end of it. So I'll put all this stuff back together, and there's like I said, there's a picture of the build and the beauty pictures of all of it. Mostly just wanted to do a wrap review thing, and we'll see you in the next one.